devil horned flyer of the oceans, manta ray. With two devil horns, this fish soars through the water as if it were flying through the air, majestic and often connected to so many amazing sightings in the Polynesian region. It is without a doubt connected with the many traditional practices of the natives in that region. What makes this beautiful creature so special? Welcome to the channel, subscribe and let's dive in. Except for the icy waters of the Arctic and Southern Oceans, they are highly intelligent and mostly solitary creatures that inhabit every ocean in the world. The species is susceptible to overfishing and being harvested for international trade since it is sluggish to breed and has a long lifespan. Despite this, these intelligent critters have a fantastic affinity for pleasant human divers and frequently swim up to them. These fish belong to the family Mobulidae, the genus Manta, the order Myliobatiformes, and the class Chondrichthyes. A second species, known by the scientific name M. elfriedi, has recently been discovered. For a long time, it was thought that the genus contained only one species, M. barosteris. The word manta is a shortened version of the Spanish and Portuguese words meaning blanket or cloak. Historically, manta rays were sought and caught using blanket-like traps, hence the name. Manta rays are fish that have an outward appearance that is remarkably similar to that of stingrays. Manta rays are a species of ray that descended from stingrays, and both animals are members of the order Myliobatiformes. They are similar in that they both have flat bodies with large pectoral fins connected to their heads. Even though manta rays lack the stinging barbs that are characteristic of stingrays, they still possess a primitive vestige of one in the shape of a caudal spine. In light of this, stingrays sting, not manta rays. In contrast to stingrays, which are bottom-dwelling animals, manta rays swim in open water. Unlike stingrays, who have mouths on the bottom, octopuses have mouths on the front edge of their heads. The world's largest rays are manta rays, which are highly intelligent and in grave danger. Across the world, the sea life can be found in waters that are tropical, subtropical, and temperate. Spanish for blanket or cloak, manta, refers to the appearance of the animal's huge, flat, diamond-shaped body, which is adorned with triangular pectoral fins. Due to the two horn-like fins that protrude from the front of their heads, manta rays are sometimes known as devil fish. There was only one species of manta ray, believed scientists, for many years. In 2008, scientists found that there are actually two separate species of manta rays: the big oceanic manta ray, which lives in all of the world's main oceans and spends the majority of its life far from land, and the reef manta ray, which often dwells around Indo-Pacific beaches. The largest species of ray, the enormous oceanic manta, can have a wingspan as high as 29 feet, whilst the smaller reef manta has an astounding average wingspan of roughly 11 feet. These fish have very broad, flat, triangular bodies, and their pectoral fins, which resemble wings when they move, are on them. The term devil fish refers to the two cephalic lobes that protrude from the front of its skull. The enormous oceanic manta ray can weigh up to 5,300 pounds and have wingspan that can reach a length of 29 feet. The wide, terminal mouths of these enormous fish are situated on the front edge of their heads as opposed to the bottom, unlike most rays, and they have lateral eyes. The fish has the distinction of being the only vertebrate with three paired appendages thanks to the two cephalic lobes that extend out from the front of its head, allowing water to enter the mouth. Intelligence. The brain-to-body ratio of manta rays is the highest among all cold-blooded fish. According to studies, manta rays have the same high cognitive function as dolphins, monkeys, and elephants, and they can recognize themselves in a mirror. Research have also revealed that manta rays have highly developed long-term memory because they can use smell and visual signals to mentally map out their surroundings. Diet and habitat. Both types of manta rays are filter feeders. They swim with their mouths open, capturing zooplankton and krill, which they then sort via the rows of small rakes known as gill plates that line their mouths. During feeding, they employ innovative strategies, frequently performing multiple somersaults to remain in a single area that is rich in krill or chain feeding, following one another in a circle with their mouths open to produce a cyclone effect, trapping food in a spiral. Giant manta rays usually gather to feed when they live alone or in small groups. They are thought to be predators and engage in submerged hunting. Manta rays frequently visit coral reef cleaning stations, places where other marine life goes to be cleaned by smaller animals. There, the animals remain quiet while cleaner fish remove parasites and dead skin for a period of time. Manta rays frequently frequent the same sites on an individual basis. Reproduction. At the age of 8 to 10, female manta rays reach sexual maturity and typically give birth once every 2 years to 1 or occasionally 2 pups. Manta rays give birth to live pups after a 12 to 13-month pregnancy. When manta ray babies are born, they resemble a miniature version of the adults yet are capable of surviving on their own right away. Manta rays have a 50-year lifespan. According to the IUCN, both manta ray subspecies are considered vulnerable. Overfishing is their biggest danger. Localized populations struggle to recover after fishing because they have a lengthy lifespan and a sluggish rate of reproduction. Manta rays are caught in the ocean for their meat and, in more recent years, for their gill plates. Despite a lack of scientific proof, they are popular in Chinese medicine and are thought to aid in treating a variety of ailments, including improving blood circulation and healing chickenpox. Some people view them as a delicacy as well. In an annual trade that is thought to be worth $30 million, thousands of manta rays are slaughtered for their plates. A global agreement that safeguards migratory wild animals, the Convention on Migratory Species, has provided manta rays with protection in international waters since 2011. Additionally, there are fishing prohibitions in effect in a number of nations, including New Zealand, Mexico, the Philippines, Ecuador, Peru, and Peru. The world's largest manta ray fishery, which is located in Indonesia, was outlawed in 2014, and the country cited tourism as a far more profitable justification for the prohibition. According to one study, swimming with rays brings in so much money for the community's economy that a single ray at a popular tourist destination might make up to $1 million in its lifetime, but would only be worth $500 if it were to die. Manta ray fossil records are incredibly sparse because their bodies are mostly made of biodegradable cartilage and collagen, which forces scientists to make educated guesses in order to fill in the missing pieces of their evolutionary history. Mantas are thought to have initially diverged from the bottom-dwelling rays and skates some 20 million years ago. Somewhere along the line, mantas lost their capacity to sting, had their mouths shift from their underside to the front of their heads, and developed larger, more wing-like appendages that made swimming much easier. Varieties of manta rays. There was a time when people thought there was just one species of manta. Yet in 2008, experts recognized the existence of 2 separate species. Giant oceanic manta ray. Every significant ocean contains this enormous fish. It frequently spends time in wide water far from shorelines. They have a maximum lifespan of 60 years. Reef manta ray, M. alfredi. The reef manta ray is most commonly seen near Indo-Pacific coasts. It is considerably smaller than the enormous oceanic manta ray. Compared to their huge relatives, reef mantas are likewise far more threatened. In some regions, mantas are consumed as food, but usually they are considered a rare delicacy. Bans on fishing for these rare rays are in place in many regions of the world, despite the fact that many poachers still operate despite the lack of clear data on their exact numbers in the ocean. Manta rays can be easily captured by hunters using harpoons or big nets because of their slow swimming rates. These beautiful souls are getting extinct by the day, and it is vital that we become conscious and help save the species before we lose the only 2 varieties of manta ray available. The creatures have a history spanning that which we are even unsure of, so let's try and keep the creatures surviving another generation. Thank you for watching. Follow for more.